those distances. And, there were some runs right before those kicks just because, as you guys have seen, you don't want him to get knocked out of field goal range, anything silly that can happen. And we've just got a lot of faith in him going both ways. So, we've got a lot of faith in Evan, and we'll continue to do that going forward. That second one almost went over the uprights. It hit the top of the upright there from however many yards out. He's got a strong leg, and we believe in him. He's going to hit a lot of those.
From your vantage point, what happened with the Joe Burrow interception?
I didn't talk to him about it because we just had to rebound and be ready for a missed kick there. It's just one of those plays. I'm certain he would want to have it back. He just didn't see the backside guy. But anyway, we got to move on from it. But I'm sure that's one that he'll want to have back.
How would you evaluate the offense as a whole today?
We made plays when we needed to. There were some lulls there in the first half when we were just trying to get a first down and couldn't quite get in that rhythm. We had a 3rd and 1 stop right out the gate on a quarterback sneak, and just some plays like that. We weren't in unmanageable situations. Just couldn't quite get in that rhythm. And in the second half, it seemed like we had much longer possessions and kind of got on a flow and called the game the way we wanted to.
Coach, that seemed to be that first 3rd and 1. That kind of set the tone for today. I think you might have had 5 or 6 3rd and 2s or less, and just couldn't seem to. I mean, it had to be frustrating over there watching that you just 3rd and 2s and you couldn't seem to keep the drive.
Yeah, those are the positions you want to be in. You want to keep it in the 3rd and 5 and less, and we certainly feel a lot of confidence there. And today, we didn't always make it happen there.
When you're right on the cusp of field goal range, how do you balance throwing the ball versus running the ball? It seemed like you ran.
I'm sorry. Whatever's going on back there.
When you're right on the cusp of field goal range, how do you balance throwing the ball versus running the ball? And just what was the reason there seemed to be a lot of runs when you were on the cusp today?
Well, at the end particularly, when it's a game-winning field goal, I think that's the difference. Had it been in a normal part of the game, you'd be more aggressive because we want to go score the touchdown, and we just felt like Evan was going to give us an opportunity to win. So let's put him in a good position to do it, and just didn't go our way today.
The third one in overtime where Joe hit Chase the great catch along the sideline.
Yeah.
Did he check to that, or was that the call, the kind of deepest shot?
That was called. Yeah, it was just a go route. Yeah, Jamar made a great play. We called a lot of go routes today, and Jamar made the play, maybe on all of them. So again, that was just he's a tough receiver to cover one-on-one, and Joe did a great job taking the opportunities that they gave him there.
Zac, was that about the workload you wanted for Joe, or you thought Joe Mixon could handle because the ankle? Was there more maybe for him, or was just the way it worked out?
Yeah, he got a decent amount of snaps. They weren't all carries, but that was about what I'd planned going into the game. 10 to 15 carries, and I think he was kind of in the middle there.
Joe, Zach, what was going through your mind when Joe takes the big hit in the first half, late in the first half, and he's running for the ball, they're running for the first down. What was going through your head, the hit he takes?
Well, you just don't know what it is. You don't know if he gets the wind knocked out of him, so you just don't know. So I tried not to let myself think of anything. Just get over there, assess the situation. It happens with a lot of guys. A lot of guys are down and end up getting up. So I just don't let my mind go there, and he got up and he was good.
I know you guys aren't going to talk about moral victories or anything like that. You kind of touched at the beginning about this serving you guys well as it goes along. To be here and be within off the upright and over the flag away from beating the 2-time NFC Championship title game player guys, I mean, does that give you something? Do you think that serves you at this point anything beyond just a tough loss?
We expected to win this game going into it. We expected as it played out. We didn't need a moral victory to show us that we're capable of beating great teams in this league. We just want to win them, and put ourselves in better positions. But again, sometimes when it comes down to something like that, that's just football. There's a lot of teams that each week walk off the field and they feel like there was just an inch here or there that would have made the difference. And today it just didn't go our way. And again, it hurts to lose, but we got to pick ourselves up and go on the road next week and go play a great game against Detroit.
How would you evaluate Burrow as a whole over there?
I thought he was pretty good. I think he made some critical plays where he extended plays, ran a quarterback draw in a critical moment for a first down, a huge first down. And, overall was pretty accurate. Just like any game, when you throw the ball 35 plus times, I'm sure there's a couple throws he'd want back. And but again, he's just so consistent. That might happen once a half maybe. But it doesn't worry you because it's just he saw something that maybe didn't happen and went to somebody else, and we just move on to the next play. So he's just a quarterback that's so consistent with how he sees the defense and his accuracy that there's never a time this year that I've ever had concerns about anything he's seeing or throwing.
Besides the fact that Devontae Adams is just a really good player, what was he doing or what were the Packers doing offensively that allowed him to give the defense such fits? And is Jesse Bates, we saw him get knocked down at the end, but it looked like he got up.
Yeah, I don't have the answer on Jesse yet, but 16 targets is a lot, and that's guys, he's one of the best receivers to play this game. I've thought that for a long time since he came out of Fresno. He's a tremendous player. He's got great chemistry with that quarterback. And there were some times Aaron was able to buy some time, and it's hard to cover a premier receiver for some of the stuff he was doing down the field, and that's life, and they got one of the quarterbacks who's one of the great extenders of plays in this league. That's just what he does. He can see it. He can buy time. He can allow his guys to get open, and he's such a strong arm and so accurate down the field. You saw it in the San Francisco game, to get him back in it. Some of the throws he made were very similar to what Devontae caught today, and that's life, and we had our opportunities today, but he's a great player, and they both made some great plays, and that's going to happen. We just can't let it get frustrated and move on to the next step and try to get some stops. And our defense did. They held them out of the end zone like they've done all year. Their red zone defense was good enough to win today. Holding them to field goals gave us an opportunity to win, and again, we just didn't get it done.
2 more minutes. Is that when it comes to building a team that's capable of going for making a playoff run in December, is there anything specifically outside of knowing that you guys can fight and all of that you learned today, even in a loss?
I think every phase stepped up. We had a good return from Brandon in the kick return game. The defense bowed up and made some plays that were critical. The offense moved the ball and put us in position to win. Guys made explosive plays when we needed someone just to step up and make a play. I knew that stuff. That's not a surprise to me. I think we're a good football team, and I don't care whether or not we prove that to anybody today. We've known it. We're disappointed that we didn't get it. We just got to move on to next week.
Did it feel like a measuring stick game to you at all coming into this, that you guys would kind of figure out where you were at against a really quality opponent?
No, we had a lot of respect for them. Let me say that. And that we were going to have to play well because they've got one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And anytime you play one of those guys, you have to play well to win the game. And again, we gave ourselves an opportunity. We just didn't go our way.
I know hindsight is 20/20 for you looking back, but do you look back at some of those tough spots where you kicked the longer field goals and now look back on it, wish you would have been more aggressive, or are you still pretty comfortable with running the ball there and taking your chances with the longer field goals?
No, I think at the time, because if I remember, there was two maybe one we punted and one we went for and got, if I'm not mistaken. So again, you wrestle with those decisions sometimes, but felt comfortable at the time that we were making the right decisions.